Hey there, I'm Valerie from Sentimental Sweets by Val. Have you ever baked a cake and it turned out kind of flat and didn't rise the way you expected it to? Well, what makes your cake rise in the first place? It's a process called leavening. Leavening is a process where gases, typically carbon dioxide or air, are either created or introduced into a batter or dough, causing it to expand and rise, which gives you that light, tender, airy texture that you're aiming for in your final baked goods. Now, this can be accomplished one of two ways. You can either add in air or you can create air. Air can be added into baked goods by beating eggs. Sponge cakes, for example, use beaten whole eggs, while angel food cake uses just beaten egg whites. And this is a fairly easy thing to do if you have a nice stand or electric mixer. Other ways air gets added into your baked goods is when you cream your butter and sugar, and also by sifting in your dry ingredients. Now, if you're going to sift, measure your ingredient first, then sift it. I also sift all of my dry ingredients together to get the maximum incorporation of air. Now, to create air, you need a chemical reaction. This is done by adding an acid and an alkali, which when combined releases CO2, air. The easiest and most reliable way is through the use of baking powder. Baking powder contains both an acid and an alkali with a buffer such as cornstarch, which, when it comes in contact with a liquid, such as your milk or water, reacts together and releases CO2. There's a process called double acting in baking powder, which we'll cover in another segment. The release of air is what gives your cake its rise. Baking powder uses an acid such as cream of tartar, sodium aluminum sulfate, or monocalcium phosphate mixed with baking soda, which is your alkali, plus a buffer such as cornstarch, which absorbs moisture, so you don't have to worry about the reaction going on while your product is still in the can. If you're using baking soda alone as your leavening agent, you still have to add some type of acid ingredient into your recipe. Common acid ingredients are buttermilk, dairy products, yogurt, sour cream, molasses, any type of citrus such as orange, lemon, or lime, brown sugar, and that comes from the acid from the molasses, cocoa powder. This needs to be natural processed cocoa powder, not Dutch processed, vinegar, and cream of tartar. Now, a common question bakers ask is, can you substitute baking powder for baking soda and vice versa? They are not interchangeable, and we'll talk about this in another segment. I hope this gives you a little better understanding of what's going on in your cake batter that makes it rise. Follow me for more baking tips, and if you like vintage baking, be sure to check out my website at www.sentimentalsweetsbyval.com. And until next time, happy baking.